What's up, y'all? It's Shuffle, and in today's Mahokenshi video, I'm going to teach you how to fight the Oni King, which is the first boss of the game. Oni King can be difficult if you do not understand the mechanics, so let's begin with that. As the fight begins, the boss is relatively close to you. You can get there in 1 or 2 turns depending on your movement, and it is surrounded by 4 priests. Each turn, one of the priests will boost the king's base stats, so it will get either 40 HP, 1 energy, 1 base defense, or 1 strength. Limiting how many stats this boss gets is the key to victory. Each buff is applied once every 4 turns, so that's why it always alternates around the circle. And if you engage the priest in combat, it will no longer be trying to buff because it is trying to kill you instead. My recommended order for killing the priests are to kill the strength one first, then the defense one, and then the HP one, and then finally the energy one if you still care. The reason I say if you still care is because once all 4 priests are dead, the boss will spawn. Likewise, if you move within 2 tiles of Oni King, it will wake up regardless of how many priests are alive. The final spawn trigger, and the most important one, is when the boss reaches 440 HP. It seems like a random number, but every time I did testing for this boss, at least in the review phase, once it reached 440 HP, that is when it came to life. If you're following these 3 listed spawn triggers, then you can probably see that as long as we don't come within 2 spaces of Oni King, or kill all 4 priests, or let it reach 440 HP, then it will not spawn. Which means if it can't spawn, then we can farm the map to our heart's content. The other reason I say that we should leave the energy one for last is because once the boss can get past 6, 7, 8 energy, it doesn't matter how much more energy it has. The reason is it can only attack once a turn, all of its attacks cost 0 energy, so all of its energy is used for movement. So once it gets enough energy, it's going to be able to run you down no matter where you're at. When you spawn in, it may be a good idea to go check the village right under you from the spawn point to see if there are any good cards you can pick up for a little bit of extra damage, and then immediately head off to the right. On the right side of the map, we can get a little bit more money as well as a card reward. Once the enemies are taken down, head over towards the castle and the mountain range by the spawn point, pick up a talisman if you want to, and then climb on top of the mountain and kill each of the priests. Once these 2 priests are dead, head back to where you were just farming and then go up a little bit more and then to your left to fight the HP priest. Even if the boss is at 400, when you engage this priest, as long as it does not get to 440, you should be fine. Take a moment to kill this priest, and congratulations, you've probably won because you did the hardest part of the fight. Once the 3rd priest is dead, let the 4th one just live its life the best way it can, farm the rest of the map until you feel powerful enough, and then go over and spawn the boss. Any of the 3 characters you will have at this point can win, regardless of strategies, but I really feel that Kaito, the House of Sapphire Samurai, is the best one for this. The reason I suggest Kaito is because he's very safe and defensive, plus spikes is a very easy way to help farm and then kill the boss once it spawns. The reason for this is a lot of Kaito's cards give him spikes as well as armor, and if you have more armor, you can get more spikes in some cases. Plus, he has that craftsmanship card where the more money you have, the more defense and spikes he gets. So after you've bought all the cards you need and then gotten rid of all the cards you don't want, and then powered up the other ones that you want to keep, you can just sit there and farm up your spikes pretty quickly. Since spikes decay at 1 point per turn instead of your entire stack, Kaito just needs X amount of turns, depending on how many spike cards you have, to build himself up to a couple hundred, so that when the boss hits you, it will kill itself. As I said, any character can win from this point once they've farmed the entire map, but Kaito is far and away the easiest that I have seen. And that's it. Once you defeated the Oni King, you get the 4th character, Misaki, who is pretty fun, and you'll get a lot of time to play her. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will also have a video on how to beat the final boss, as well as my Mahokenshi review, linked in the playlist down below. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.